Yeah. Okay, so you came to Prague for the festival, yeah? Talk about your cloud just a little bit.
Cloud is a collaborative piece that we made together out of light bulbs.
It's made out of 6,000 incandescent bulbs and about 200 active compact fluorescent bulbs. And it's interactive, so viewers can turn it on and off.
Uh, you have made two clouds? Are they the same cloud?
Yeah, we have made two. The original cloud we made was in Canada, and it's too big to ship. So when we were asked to make show show somewhere else, we had to make a smaller one, only slightly smaller, but just because it was too expensive to ship the original. But it's essentially a replica, just a little different.
Replica. Yeah, okay. uh, what happens to this cloud after you leave Europe? Does it stay in Amsterdam or in the Netherlands?
So after Signalfest here, Cloud will travel to Eindhoven in the Netherlands, and it'll be there for a little while, and then it's traveling again to a future festival that will remain secret.
Nice. Very nice. Good. And you said you've been working together for 3 years?
Yeah.
Where did you meet?
Wayne and I met at an arts collective in Calgary. It was a suburban house that had been transformed into essentially a gang of guys who were all making really ridiculous and insane art together.
That's rather romantic.
Almost.
Almost. In the same way that like meeting at a frat house would be. Okay. This is probably your beer.
I don't know.
Okay. Are you working on other projects now, or is the cloud the main focus?
So we've been juggling essentially between Cloud and other things. Cloud has taken up a lot of our time and our energy, but right now we're presently working on a sun piece that will be installed in downtown Calgary in the middle of the winter. So when the sun sets at about 4:30, another sun, which is solar powered, will rise. Can I say that? Is that too cheesy?
Actually, rather lovely.
Yeah.
Well, are there festivals like the Signal Fest that are held in Canada, in and around Canada?
Not that we know of.
Yeah.
Light festivals. The festival that we initially showed at was Nuit Blanche, which is French for White Night. And that is an all-night contemporary arts festival that goes from sunset until sunrise. And so there typically is a lot of light-based work as part of that. But as far as we know, there are no light-themed festivals in Canada.
Yeah.
Do we know very well?
Yeah,
No,
there
we
might
haven't
be
been
some.
invited to any. They don't want us.
Not yet. Well, what about other music or art festivals? Are there any that you would recommend to people who are traveling that way?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it depends what you're interested in. Every city has they'll have a pretty established folk festival, and then there's some cool smaller festivals. In our city, there's one, I guess it encompasses music and art and film, called the Sled Island, and it's it's very sort of indie scene, but it's really good. It's sort of every venue in the city participates, so they'll have sort of like 200 different venues or something, and then 5 days of events, and you can kind of go from venue to venue and just get a pass and see what you want. That's kind of fun. You explore a city that way too, which I like as opposed. Yeah, there's lots of good festivals anyways.
It's like a festival season, because here it's about from beginning of June to end of August for crazy festivals.
Yeah, that's true at home too.
Yeah.
There are a lot of music festivals during that time because it's warm. Then,
Yeah, people like going outside. You do see, I think all over the place, you'll see like 1 or 2 winter festivals that are doing it as sort of a, just to get through the winter sort of thing. There'll be, 1 or 2 cool festivals that happen in December or January, like high performance rodeo. Yeah.
Survival festivals. Good. All right, you said this is your second time in Prague, or you've been here many times?
I've been here once before with my mother. We biked from Prague to Vienna.
So did you spend a lot of time in the city here, or?
Probably only 4 days, but they were pretty magical. I was looking for my favorite animator in the whole world, whose name is Jan Schwenkmeyer. And we did our very best to find him, and we ended up finding a permanent exhibition that he has in the basement of a gallery that I cannot remember the name of. But other than that, we had no luck. So maybe he'll come to Signal Festival.
Yeah, who knows? I know he's
amazing. This one I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Good. And as a first-time visitor, what do you think of our city?
It's great, beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's always refreshing going to a European city coming from North America. So much history and old architecture and that sort of thing. So it's awesome. I love it.
Do you like the Czech food? You've had the goulash and the dumplings?
Yeah, lots of goulash. I've probably had 4 goulashes already.
Every meal.
Almost.
He said goulash
But,
every single day.
It was really interesting because we went to Russia to show the cloud before, and there's not really this sort of pride in the Russian cuisine there the same way. It's hard to find Russian food, you know. You have to look for it, and it's only places that are sort of like retro. But here it's nice to see that there's this real pride, and almost every restaurant is, you know, traditional Czech food, and it's good. It's delicious.
Solid.
Yeah, it's hearty,
Definitely.
very hearty.
Okay. When you were a little girl, what was it that you dreamed of being?
Oh, I wanted to be a ballerina nun.
Nice. I wanted to be a nun for a long time.
But I also wanted to have a family, and so I was like, can I have a family until a certain age and then be a nun? Because all nuns are old. So, it was based on the Sound of Music, primarily.
That's really lovely. And other than the artwork, is this your main job or your side job?
This is our main job. We're full-time artists. Wayne is also doing music somehow. We do a lot of odd gigs. I will take photographs at festivals. I've worked for a lot of festivals in the past, but I think our interest is always in the cultural sphere, and typically we work very locally within Calgary. But in the last year, we've spent time in Moscow, in Chicago, and here, and where else?
Yeah, for art, that was it last year. But there's a lot more coming. Yeah, I think so.
There are more coming.
Yeah.
So we're just biting into the international scene a little bit now.
I'll give you my contacts when we're done.
Sure.
Anyway. And when you were a little boy, what was the dream?
I don't know. I remember all sorts of stuff. I remember my parents laughing at me because at one point when I was 4 or 5, I said I wanted to be a professional bowler, which is totally ridiculous. But I don't know that was an actual dream. I've always really enjoyed playing music, so working in music is a lot of fun. I like playing gigs and that sort of thing.
These are still both our backup jobs, just in case.
Yeah, I guess.
If art falls through, we're going for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, Surf Kitties, yeah. It's sort of a for fun project. I'm glad you checked it out. Yeah, it's just like...
graphic designers, the website.
Oh, yeah. I do the Photoshop. It's nice and bad. Low quality.
Pedestrian.
Yeah, it shouldn't be any better. Yeah, that's sort of a for fun project. But it's been really popular, actually. We get more gigs than we can play, so it's good. But it's fun music to play. It's not really like this... I don't know.
It's not serious conceptual.
Yeah, it's not very serious, but it's fun.
And you're a composer, and a songwriter, and a singer.
Yeah, I don't do as much singing. Both my parents are classical musicians, and I grew up playing classical music, so I've always been more interested in instrumental stuff. I play a lot of gigs as a sideman, so like playing lead guitar for someone who is a singer or something, that sort of thing, or other.
He can play some flaming licks that'll melt your face off.
Easy now.
Hey, that's high praise.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey.
I feel like
Thanks,
I'm
honey.
quoting something else actually
probably.
already.
No, that's a high compliment.
Sure.
Wayne used to live in northern Canada in the Yukon, and so they would.
Yukon Hole?
Yeah, one of the same.
Oh.
Like Calvin and Hobbes, right? Yeah.
Sorry, you know Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah. But I remember they published this article about him that was titled "His Guitar is the One," which I always thought was so funny, like just the most hilarious.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, no one else will get it. It's okay.
This is brilliant. Hannah, any other final questions from you before we release? Okay, good. No, thank you guys so much
okay.
for your patience and your
Sure.
time.